Hello Team Zug, and today we're back with another custom I did. Now it's been a while since I did a custom, so today we'll be doing a custom that I wasn't expecting to make today, but I thought, why not finish him right now? And this custom I have been making for the last 2 years, and I'm happy to see he's finally done. Please introduce to you, Ivo Hugh. Now, Ivo Hugh should have been an easy model to make, but he has a story behind him. So let's get to it. Okay, so to get things out of the way, Ivo Hugh was made out of Fearless Freddy. Now before we get to talk about how I made Ivo Hugh, we need to get onto his backstory. So Ivo Hugh is a Railway Series exclusive character. He was the original number 7 for the Scholarly Railway, built for it. He's based on the Tally Flint Railways number 7 Tom wrote, and he only appeared in one book called New Little Engines, which so happens to be the worst Railway Series book written, but still a decent book overall. He had no dialogue, and it's little known about his personality. However, he says that he's one to learn from the other engines. If that makes sense, he's like a little feisty little engine. So yeah, that's all we got to say about Ivo Hugh. And now people prefer Ivo Hugh over Freddy because Ivo Hugh was based on Tom Rowe and he was the original number 7. But in my personal opinion, Freddy is the superior number 7. But I do like both these characters overall. So yeah, so how do I make Ivo Hugh? Well, I made him out of the Fearless Freddy. And I didn't make him out of the Take-Along Fearless Freddy. I made him out of the Fisher-Price Take-A-Plate 2010-2012 Fearless Freddy model. Now, the difference between the two is really obvious. Not only because the Take-A-Plate have screws, but the Take-A-Plate is kind of a crappy model, I guess. For example, the Take-Along Fearless Freddy had painted details like the cylinders and the cabs painted. On the Take-A-Plate redesign, the cylinders are left red and the back is just left black, and it's kind of wrong. But fun fact, this Ivo Hugh right here was made out of my childhood Freddy. So that's something. So I made Ivo Hugh all the way back in 2021, and he looked like this. And he wasn't really that much of a pretty sight. As you can see from this old video, he had no painted details. He was just a repainted Freddy. But that was because I was just rushing to make this guy as I was going to the caravan at the time, and I really wanted an Ivo Hugh. Like, the only merchandise Ivo Hugh ever got was his wooden Rary model, and that's been kind of rare and hard to find nowadays, and a bit expensive too, I might add. However, in my video, I said that, he wasn't going to stay like that forever because I planned to modify him. Because you see, nearly every single person who made Ivo Hugh in Take and Play or Take Along always just reuses Fearless Freddy and just completely no alterations. Just repaint Fearless Freddy and just call it a day. And not to be rude to anyone, I think all your Ivo Hugh customs are great. It's just kind of lazy. So I wanted my Ivo Hugh to stick out, and so that's why I made the changes. So what did I do to Ivo Hugh? Well, I began to, so one day I just took my Ivo Hugh out of the box of spare parts, and so I went down to the kitchen and I decided, you know what, I'm going to customize Ivo Hugh right away. However, I didn't know what to do, but then I found my old saw, that I used to make customs back in the day, and it still worked. So I cut through the metal, which I never really done before, but I managed to do it very carefully, and I cut off the 2 little side tanks around the smoke box, and once those come off, I filled them in with air drying clay, which isn't really the best job considering some of the air drying clay right here kind of, you know, stuck out a little bit, but the air drying clay was drying up anyway, so I had to do what I had to do, you know, to, make sure it's still usable, because air drying clay really dries up really fast. So once that's done, I also filled in the little gap to make sure Ivo Hugh didn't look like a repainted Field Freddy. And while at it, I even did a little bit for the cab, which is actually really accurate. I was actually inspired by the Take-Along Duncan's design and how they managed to do that. So even though he doesn't have two cab windows, he still looks pretty good. Now the face actually came from the Take and Play 2013 Stepney that I used to make the half engine. I found it in the kitchen because I believe it was actually still in the bag, and it managed to fall out the bag, and thank goodness for that, because I thought I accidentally might put it in the bin. But then I found it and I was like, maybe I'll save it for a future custom. And so when I need to get a new Ivo Hugh face, because the original Freddy's nose was like, it's not there anymore, and it was really worn out, so I just have to, you know, to get a new face. Luckily I found this, so I found the Stepney face, I tried it on, I glued it in, and it actually fits the character. So yeah, that's how Ivo Hugh's face came together. Oh yeah, by the way guys, the lining, you can see right there, was done with pasta paint pen. Now I couldn't write his name on the sides because I lost my yellow pasta paint pen. So this is the best you could do. Yep, here's it in the sunlight. You can see the beautiful blue lining I did. Really neat. Now, I was going to remove the number 7, but I decided against it because, well, that's Ivo Hugh's number and I don't want to take that away from him. So what's my final thoughts on Ivo Hugh? Well, I'm really glad I managed to finish him after all these years. I started back in 2021 and I finished at 2023. Now, I do want to give Ivo Hugh an actual character in my series because I decided to put Ivo Hugh in my narrow gauge series. So, there he is with all the other engines. From Scaloli to Ivo Hugh now. Well, technically Luke, because I still need to get him out of his box. And I want to make Ivo Hugh and Luke best friends, you know, like how Tom's and Percy. Basically, these two are going to be my hit era Scaloli and Rhaenyra in my universe. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked this video, please subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and let me know if I should do more customs. Now, I want to restore another one of my customs, but I'm going to save that till next year. Goodbye guys, this is Team Zug signing out. Peace out and have a good day.